Let's just do a quick compare and contrast, shall we? So yesterday, over the course of a 1-hour period, Donald Trump made 25 separate posts on his social media, and they were posts like this, and like this, and like this, and like this. And I want to share those with you, but then I want to compare it with what Vice President Kamala Harris and her running mate, Governor Walz, were doing. Governor Walz gave an incredible speech at a local high school in Pennsylvania. Vice President Kamala Harris answered the questions from the press in a very detailed manner. Donald Trump was accepting fake endorsements from AI images of fake Taylor Swift fans and posting it over and over again. Now, Vice President Kamala Harris, Governor Walz, President Biden posted AI images of a celebrity, just pick a random celebrity, of Beyonce, right? And said, Beyonce has endorsed me and Beyonce's fans have endorsed me. And it was AI images. Do you think for a moment that that would not be on the front page of every major media network calling for that specific candidate who posted it to step down, and rightfully so? But for corporate media, it's just Trump being Trump. He's posting AI images of fake Taylor Swift fans and accepting it. That's just Trump being his weirdo, deranged, demented self. Nuclear codes for that guy. I mean, look what Donald Trump posted. He goes, I accept Swifties turning to Trump after ISIS foiled Taylor Swift concert. Taylor wants you to vote for Donald Trump. Swifties for Trump. These are AI images. Actual AI images. Remember last week where Donald Trump was lying? What else is new? And saying Vice President Kamala Harris was filling up these huge auditoriums which were packed with AI crowds? And then Donald Trump said, that's disqualifying. She needs to be removed. She's committing crimes by doing AI. No, she wasn't. Those were real people. But Donald Trump posting AI Taylor Swift images and AI Taylor Swifties for Trump. I mean, this is despicable, desperate stuff. Even for Donald Trump, this may be a new low of desperate. Also, Donald Trump making racist posts like this as part of the post. He goes, if you're a woman, you can either vote for Trump or wait until one of these monsters goes after your daughter, and it is just a photo of migrants who are not white. Okay, so Donald Trump, again, blatantly racist, but Donald Trump, who's been found liable of sexual assault, who's on audio bragging about sexually assaulting women, which Donald Trump said that was locker room talk. Donald Trump, who's on video bragging about inspecting girls at his beauty pageants without their consent because when you run the pageant, they let you do it. Donald Trump is saying that right there. Convicted felon, just overall despicable human being. That's what he's posting. And then he makes posts like this. Comrade Kamala's father was a Marxist economics professor. Is this really what we want for our country? It would be the end of America. And it's just post after post, trying to cause fear and panic and anxiety to try to create the preconditions for an authoritarian to enact Project 2025 and try to rule over like a totalitarian leader. That's what he's trying to do. So that's what Trump was doing. Oh, and don't even get me started on Donald Trump's event that he held in Pennsylvania, where he was speaking for about an hour and a half about how he believes he's better looking than Vice President Kamala Harris, and she looks like Elizabeth Taylor on the cover of Time magazine, and that makes him really, really upset. Push that aside and compare that to what Governor Walz and Vice President Kamala Harris was doing. Here is Governor Walz right here, former high school football coach who brought his team to win a state championship. Here he is talking to a football team right here, a group of young people about why they shouldn't be so cynical about politics and the opportunity that exists right now to turn politics into something about joy and optimism and happiness and improving our country, not fear and division like Donald Trump and MAGA wants to sow. Play this clip.
I know it'd be easy, especially now. Our politics has been pretty ugly. Our politics has seemed pretty negative. Our politics is something that I know what I fear most is that young people turn away from it rather than turning into it. Politics isn't that much different than this. It's about something bigger than themselves. It's about setting a future goal and trying to reach it. It's about doing it with dignity and hard work. It's about doing it with humility. And when you lose, you walk across the field and you shake hands with the other team and know they played hard too. But we're all in it together to try and make it better. And things like investing in this public school and I can't imagine what this place looks like when it's filled with folks and the lights are on and the leaves are turning and that game's in the fourth quarter and somebody has to make that play. Somebody has to step up and you look to each side of you and you know, I trust them. I trust them to make that play. Our country's not that different. Our neighbors want to be with you. Our neighbors want to do what's right. And the more we figure out that we're in this thing together and we have more in common than we have separated, we're going to do a heck of a lot better. So I have to tell you, thanks for taking some time. Thanks for giving us the privilege to stand on this field because you earn the right to be on this field. You earn it with a lot of sweat. You earn it with a lot of time in the weight room. You earn it with the folks who came before you and know that they care how you conduct yourselves on this. And we feel the same way. We have a responsibility to the American public to conduct ourselves with dignity, conduct ourselves with a vision, and to conduct ourselves on all of this. When football's done right, it is just fun as heck to play the game. And that's the way things can be. So I have to tell you, I am just honored to be with this leader. I'm honored with someone who's showing us that. I'm honored with someone who's out doing politics with a smile on her face and with a sense that everybody matters. And we're here in this space to say it's not just a cliche. Our future is with you, and we have a responsibility to deliver it to you in good shape, to make sure that we're doing the right things to give you a good shot at the future. And so for me, it's a privilege to be on this team. It's a privilege to see this leader do it with such joy.
Have you heard that the flavored air category is quickly becoming the leading alternative to vaping and smoking? It's a whole new movement towards better habits, led by the sponsor of this video, Fume. Fume is an award-winning flavored air device. Flavored air isn't like vaping. If vapor was compared to sticky soda, Fume cores are closer to herbal teas. Fume has lots of delicious flavors to choose from, like crisp mint and orange vanilla. With flavored air, you can satisfy your oral fixation through a passive diffusion system that utilizes no electronics, vapor, or combustion. Fume draws flavor to your mouth. Fume fills the void ditching a bad habit can leave. You still have something to reach for. Fume is not a vape. There's no vapor, and you could use it anywhere. There's no nicotine. It's not addictive. The non-toxic flavors are a guilt-free alternative. Fume doesn't use any batteries, so you'll never need to charge it. The design is super sleek. It looks awesome, and you can truly feel the weighted high-quality design. One of the things about Fume is that it's made to fidget with, and it calms anxiety with magnets, snaps, and clicks. Fume continuously invests in third-party studies to ensure the safety of their products. Fume is also backed by doctors in the United States. My favorite Fume flavor is crisp mint. It is honestly delicious, and I couldn't recommend this more for anyone trying to quit their bad habit. Fume has served over 300,000 customers, and you can be the next success story. For a limited time, use my code MIDAS, M-E-I-D-A-S, to get a free gift with your journey pack. So head to tryfume.com. That's TRYFUM.com. Tryfume.com. Use code MIDAS or scan the QR code on screen to get a free gift with your order today. Powerful words and very normal. And like stuff like that drives MAGA crazy. Just very, very normal. Now, Vice President Kamala Harris answered questions from the press as part of a bus tour that she was doing with Governor Walz across Pennsylvania. They started in Rochester. So, you know when MAGA's like, oh, she's not speaking to the press. Well, she is. She's not speaking to the press about Hannibal Lecter. She's not speaking to the press about getting electrocuted or eaten by sharks or what's worse. She's not speaking to the press about Donald Trump's looks and how she believes she's prettier than Donald Trump. She's not talking about weird. She's talking about what her policies can do for the American people. Here's Vice President Kamala Harris answering. I could show you 10 clips like this, but here's one very detailed answer. I don't know about you. I want a politician who talks about policies and details and data. Play the clip.
You unveiled some economic policies last week.
Yeah.
Can you explain how you're going to pay for those? And can you give us a sense of what other policies you want to unveil going forward?
Sure. Well, I mean, you just look at it in terms of what we are talking about, for example, around children and the child tax credit and extending the EITC. It's at $6,000 for the first year of a child's life. The return on that investment in terms of what that will do and what it will pay for will be tremendous. We've seen it when we did it the first year of our administration. We reduced child poverty by over 50%. So that's a lot of the work. And then what we're doing in terms of the tax credits, we know that there's a great return on that investment. When we increase home ownership in America, what that means in terms of increasing the tax base, not to mention property tax base, what that does to fund schools, again, return on investment. I think it's a mistake for any person who talks about public policy to not critically evaluate how you measure the return on investment. When you are strengthening neighborhoods, strengthening communities, and in particular the economy of those communities, and investing in a broad-based economy, everybody benefits, and it pays for itself in that way.
And then, of course, all the press wanted to talk about is the fact that Vice President Kamala Harris is leading in all of the polls right now, which is driving Donald Trump absolutely crazy. So Donald Trump has now reverted to posting Twitter polls. That's what Donald Trump is posting. He used to post the betting site that he likes. He used to post New York Times Siena poll. Now he's posting Twitter polls where 273 votes of Twitter bots and such were taken. So Vice President Kamala Harris is asked, like, hey, you're up, for example, in this poll and that poll. The new ABC general election poll has you up by 5 against Donald Trump. You have the New York Times Siena has you winning in Arizona, North Carolina, Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. What is your response, Vice President Kamala Harris? So just watch how she answers. She goes, look, I still view us as the underdog. Here, play this clip.
Madam Vice President, CBS News has a new poll, shows that you're 3 points up nationally. What's your response to this? Do you still consider yourself the underdog here?
I very much consider us the underdog. We have a lot of work to do to earn the vote of the American people. That's why we're on this bus tour today, and we're going to be traveling this country as we've been and talking with folks, listening to folks, and hopefully earning their votes over the next 79 days.
Charlie?
So you take that and compare that to this. Donald Trump's post. We had to turn away lots of people yesterday in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, but Comrade Kamala Harris's social media operation showed empty seats long before the rally started early in the afternoon, when in actuality we had to turn away 11,500 people. She's a crooked radical left politician and always will be. Everything she touches turns bad, just like California and San Francisco before it, as is the case with all Marxists. She should have never been vice president and had to stage a coup to Joe Biden with her America-hating friends Barack Hussein Obama, crazy Nancy Pelosi, crying Chuck Schumer, and the rest. Comrade Kamala is a stone-cold loser. She will fail, and if she doesn't, our country will cease to exist as we know it, turning into a communist, crime-ridden garbage dump. November 5th will be the most important date in the history of the U.S. It's as simple as that! Exclamation point. Got nothing to fear, folks, but fear itself. Donald Trump is all about division. It's all about culture war. He's all about turning we, the people, against each other. That's what Donald Trump wants. He steals our symbols, the flag. Steals our symbols and words like patriot. He steals and stomps on our Constitution, perverts it. That's who Donald Trump is. That's who Donald Trump is. He's this guy. Play the clip.
Okay. She called it wrong. She's called it wrong now for about 8 years. But she said one thing that got me. She said Kamala has one big advantage. She's a very beautiful woman. She's a beautiful woman. So I decided to go back and reread the clause. I'm not saying he's, but I say that I am much better looking than her. I think I'm much better. Much better. I'm a better looking person than Kamala. No, I couldn't believe it. She said, I had never heard that one. They said, no, her biggest advantage is that she's a beautiful woman. I'm going, I never thought of that. I'm better looking than she is. In her speech yesterday.
So you want that guy or you want this? Play the clip.
All here, we love our country. And we know our country is going to be as strong as our willingness to fight for it and to fight for what we stand for. You know, when you know what you stand for, you know what to fight for. When you stand for working people, you fight for working people. When you stand for freedom, whether it be to make decisions about your own body or love who you love, you fight for those things. When you believe in ending child poverty, you fight for that. When you believe in what we need to do to lift up the middle class, you fight for the middle class. These are the things we stand for, and these, therefore, are the things we fight for. And
Tell me what you think. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 3 million together. Thanks for watching.
Real quick, Meta just changed their algorithm to suppress political content. Please follow our Instagram @MeidasTouch right now as we head towards 400,000 followers so you don't miss a beat.